Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. You know, there's no smoke without a fire somewhere. So when you have some people saying that there are US troops or boots on the ground in Gaza, you look at, how should I put it, the sources, obviously, because sources have interest sometimes. So you check and verify and say, who's this, what interest this person might have, what about this one? So I have an article coming from Sputnik. Look at the agenda of Sputnik regarding Israel and Gaza, or the Palestinians. That's one. The other one, you have two people claiming that US boots are on the ground in Gaza. So let's see who's who, what's what. So again, Sputnik is from 3 hours ago. Today, the 30th of October 2023. US boots on the ground in Gaza. Palestinian diplomat says. Wait, yes, he's not the only one. You may say, well, of course it's Palestinian. He's going to say that. Well, hold your horses, hold your horses. Anyway, here we have it says, Vice President Harris assured on Sunday that the US is only providing equipment, advice and diplomatic assistance to Tel Aviv, and that US troops will not be deployed in Israel or Gaza. Her comments clash with a slew of media reports suggesting otherwise. Don't believe these guys when they say that there is no troops on the ground. Why? They said there will be no tanks in Ukraine. They said there will be no airplanes, F-16s in Ukraine. They said there will be no Patriot systems. There will be no HIMARS. There will be no long-range missile systems. There will be no howitzers. There will be no armored vehicles. All that was a lie. They changed their mind. You know how much I like that here about these guys. I changed my mind. And what are the consequences? I don't give a fuck. I just changed my mind. So these guys change their mind like a drop of a hat. So don't believe anything these guys say, all right? So let's see what the evidence is. US troops are directly involved in fighting in Gaza, says Salman al-Harfi, Palestine's former ambassador to France. You might say, well, wait, all right? And I'm quoting, they not only support Israel, but are also participating in the war against the Palestinian people. The United States is sending military personnel to the area. They are involved in military operations on the ground in Gaza. Harfi told Sputnik. He's not the only one. All right? So he elaborates. We have absolutely no intention, nor do we have any plans to send combat troops into Israel or Gaza, period, Vice President Harris said. Americans told Americans in an interview airing on 60 Minutes Sunday. I don't believe shit. And I'm going to show you something else. Just a second. All right, remember this video I made? If you don't, go and watch it. It's an order, okay? I'm a tyrant. October 19th, 2023. U.S. Delta Force operating in Israel. Incompetent White House unmasks U.S. and I'm going to let me just hit it and see. Unmasks U.S. special operators in Israel. So this is the the video I made. And there are some pictures with Biden shaking hands with American from Delta Force in Israel, not in Washington, D.C. So again, all right, thank you very much, about the no troops period on the ground. Thank you very much. However, a growing number of reports have alluded to the suspected presence of the U.S. troops in the conflict zone. So let's go back to this. And here is also on Saturday, sources told Iranian media that as many as 5,000 US troops had taken part in a recent overnight ground incursion into Gaza. Again, oh, wait a second. Sources told Iranian media. Oh my God, not trustworthy. Hold your horses. Last week, former Trump-era Pentagon advisor, now, this is not the, Douglas McGregor, former retired, colonel, not general because he got a big mouth, and this guy said, no, you can't. You're too independent. You can't. That's what I mean by big mouth. Not negatively, positively. He said in an interview with Tucker Carlson that American and Israeli special operations forces had attempted a joint ride into Gaza. And I'm quoting, to free hostages and make an impact, but got shot to pieces and took heavy losses. Now, if he is lying, that who else? So I got this, I got the Iranians, I got the former ambassador to France, the Palestinian. Now you can ignore all three of this. I don't know, but this is kind of some evidence that we should look into, I think, right? Gaza is known to blah blah blah, three quarters, blah blah blah, and here is this. And this is what? To destroy Hamas? Were all these buildings were Hamas? My friends, let's don't pretend here. All right, so here it is. Let me go back to this. U.S. boots on the ground in Gaza. Well, I don't know if they are over there, but I have some, some smoke. And there's some fire. And just because McGregor said that, he scores a lot of points. Why? Because he's not shut down yet. That's why. So if he is allowed to say certain things like this and he's not shut down, or I don't know, arrested or something, well, that tells me that they can't. Why? Maybe he's got evidence and he's got information that we don't have access to. Now, is he a liar? I don't know. Is he telling the truth? Just the fact that these guys did not, make McGregor general, marshal, or field marshal, McGregor shut the hell up. That tells me that he might have some information that we're not supposed to get yet. We're going to get this information in about, 5 or 6 or 3 years from the designated sources. The confidentiality is going to be, okay, that's too late, everything is dead over there, so we're good, we can just release this piece of information too late. We fool them again, like we always do. Why? Because we have the mass media. And because they're all educated over there, and they're very sophisticated. Remember, propaganda works the best to people who think they are educated. Right? That works the best. And they think they're educated, they know shit, and then they bite the easiest. Right? Right. According to Jacques Ellul, my favorite book, right over there somewhere, is my favorite book. It's called Propaganda, Jacques Ellul. And it's not only according to him. Why? Because it's easier. You bombard people with information, they don't have time to verify it. And then they give you the little stamp that you graduated college, therefore you are educated. And then it's another garbage that they just take care of your ego. I'm educated, I understand. Yeah, we all think we understand, but like I think I understand. But, I use these guys and I ask questions. And always remember, my friends, skepticism. Be skeptic. That's why. I don't know if, as I said, I don't know if McGregor tells the truth or not, but makes sense to a certain degree. And I put that together with the article that I used for that video that I just mentioned with Delta Force. And I think it's more than just, an evidence, one piece of evidence that, gets more credibility. And if they are, so what? What are you going to do about it? Nothing. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. They can also come and say, yes, there are troops over there to help our forever ally Israel. If you say something against it, we're going to label you as paparab, paparab, parab. And you're going to have enough idiots to throw. Yeah, and you're going to do it. Why? Peer pressure. Remember Solomon Ash? How do you call it? Experiment. Look at it. Solomon Ash. Yeah, he was Zelensky's stand, but it doesn't matter. He did with, how do you call it? Peer pressure, where he had some people sitting in a group. And, he's got some that were actually, the experiment was done on those guys, and the rest were just talk, hey, we're going to do it. So they showed 3 lines, pam, pam, pam. And one line was longer than the other. So one was longer, blah, 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 blah. And these guys that were, how do you call it? I can't remember the word right now. I'm avoiding it. The participants, they were like the placebo. They were not participants. They were playing the game to see how these guys will cave to peer pressure. They would say, okay, what's the longest line out of the 3? And they were pointing to the smaller one. And you sit over there and see one person saying the one that looks smaller, they say is bigger, and then the next one the same thing, and you feel pressure and saying, no, motherfuckers, you're idiots. That's the real answer. People fall for it, and they say, yes, fall the peer pressure and say, yeah, the little one is the bigger one, which actually is not, but because they don't want to appear, because they're weak. They're weak and cowards. That's why the peer pressure. Be what, man, I'm against 1,000, so what? If I think this is the truth, I'm going to say it. And I hope you do the same thing. Don't, oh my God, I'm going to be looked as stupid. Remember Galileo Galilei? Well, look at his story with Galileo Galilei. He was, the church got him and say, hey, what are you talking about? You say that the earth is not the center of the universe? But the sun here? What are you talking about? He got under house arrest, and he was lucky. I think Giordano Bruno got burnt, right? And others. So Copernic, the same. My friends. And he was against the whole... And he was threatened with burnt on the stake. Now, you are not threatened with that. You might be threatened with losing your job sometime, but still, live clean, my friends, as much as you can. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Clean here and soul, heart. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.